Morning, everyone. The shenanigans continue worldwide, don't they? You're seeing it on a daily basis that things are going on that I certainly never felt in my lifetime that it was going to happen. It wasn't until, about 10 years ago, I did hear one doctor say, well, imagine if we could put Prozac in the water supply, that would help, people with depression worldwide. And I remember at the time thinking, they're not going to get to this spot with putting drugs in our water supply, are they? And of course, fluoride and chlorine are the closest we have to that. And of course, fluoride has a delightful history if you look it up for as experimentation in different places and groups of humans around the world. So it's been a big experiment worldwide for a long, long time. And there is so much data about side effects of fluoride that it's, fluoride and chlorine, they mess with our thyroids. So basically, Hashimoto's and Graves' disease is one of the number one autoimmune diseases with women. And those two nutrients are known to mess with your ability to convert T4 to T3, your T4 hormone to your T3 hormone, which is allowing you to have an your activated thyroid hormone. So it's very interesting when you start looking at the things that are really exploding in the world medical stage, what they've known for a long, long time about some of the stuff that's just out there, like DDT. There's that huge, huge lawsuit last year where someone got millions of dollars, because it's been known for decades and decades. And DDT is one of those things that gets into our genome. So it's not just the person who breathes it in or eats it, it's actually their kids and their kids, so it gets into our genome and messes things up and makes it more likely for us to develop cancer. And they just keep creating new toxins and then creating new names for them so that we don't recognize it as, oh no, the government's got rid of that, it's all good. But these companies are so slick and so clever with so many fingers in so many pies, and there's so much manipulation that it just goes on and on and on, And like I mentioned yesterday with my part one of the cancer video, it's sort of at that point where even if you are eating 100% organic, the air we breathe is still toxic. The water, even if we filter it. I remember when I was doing an update to my naturopathic course, 15 years ago, did my naturopathy 25 to 30 years ago. And so it was sort of funny because at the time, there was a filtration system in the lab. So one of my teachers was a biochemist and scientist, and the Brisbane water supply at the time, she had filtrated it 3 or 4 times and it was still really, really acidic. Water should not be acidic. Water should be neutral, so when you drink water, it should be a health-giving, H2O, it's hydrogen and oxygen, that's all it should be. But it's so much more than that when we're drinking it out of our taps, drinking it out of our water supply. So getting those really good filters and starting there is a good start. So the shenanigans go on and on with this the medical shenanigans going on in the world. And of course, Israel is an amazing example of what can, in my humble opinion, what can go wrong. It's happening so quickly. And all of a sudden, imagine 12 months ago, if we'd even suggested, 12 months down the track, we're going to have this and this and this and ankle bracelets and yada, yada, yada. And you're saying, you're crazy, don't be silly. Well, it's happening. It's happening. So, medical shenanigans. So I was sort of thinking this little meditation could be about medical shenanigans and just sort of keep it as light as that, because we don't want to be drawn into the big heaviness of it all, because there's a lot of heavy energy on the planet. There's a lot of injuries. There's a lot of challenges going on, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. There's billions of dollars at play, and there's big people, in the cockpits of this. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. We just have to look at the world as a stage, take our place in the audience, and duck and weave, as challenges come our way. And I think this is going to be for the next, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I don't think it's going anywhere soon. But data is coming out. Data is being released, even though, all the lead scientists are saying we need more data, we need more data, we need more data. Well, it does make me wonder with the experiments last year, why have all of those people who had those initial medications in the studies, why are they not being followed through? But they haven't been, so that's sort of interesting. And are they looking at whether or not they have, long, because now it's been 6 months since some of these trials started, more than that. So, we've got 6 months of data with a lot of this that they could, if they wanted to, have a look at these and see how things have been going. So it almost feels like the scientists don't want to do science because there's a lot of science out there that they could be utilising. So, there's a lot of potential science, that and it is interesting because, in the alternate world where I live, we are seeing lots of studies being done. We are seeing lots of data being put together and analysed and trying to get it peer-reviewed. So that is going on. And, of course, the MSM keeps saying, no, there's nothing. And a lot of that is it feels like bald-faced lies is what it feels like. So the shenanigans continue. We know the players. And so I just want to do a little balance around letting go of the medical shenanigans, keeping our body sovereignty, keeping our belief in our ability to believe in our own immunity, our own right to say yes or no with what goes into our body. So that's my aim. Part 2 coming up.